He stared up at the huge armada of cumulus clouds being chased eastward by the approaching storm. The air was warm and humid, a typical August day in northeastern Oklahoma. Houston removed his bandana and mopped his brow. "How long is this going to take?" "A while." Houston closed his eyes with a sigh. "You are the most suspicious of men," he muttered. "Wake me when it's time to ride." Ruff ignored his brother's dry sarcasm and turned to watch their thoroughbreds. Not only were High-Fire's ears still pricked forward, but so too were the other horses, even those of their 18-year-old foundation sire, Highman. No doubt about it, their horses sensed something alive over this hill, and before Ruff was prepared to go forward, he was going to find out what it was, no matter how long that took. A quarter hour passed. Houston began to snore, and down below, the horses had stopped paying attention to whatever they'd sensed up ahead. Ruff saw Dixie and Thea sitting on the grass looking bored and wilted. Ruff's sleep-starved eyes burned into the glare of the afternoon sun. Sweat trickled along his spine and leaked from his armpits down his lean barrel to soak into his waistband. Still, he waited motionless, attention riveted to the valley below, waiting for... what? "Ruff?" He turned to see Thea inching up beside him. She laid her slim brown hand on Ruff's neck and then brushed his missing earlobe with her fingertips. "Does it ever hurt?" "The missing part of my ear?" She laughed softly. "Yeah." "No, it just looks bad." "Not to me. And how many other girls can boast of having a beau with a bullet hole through his earlobe?" "Not many, I guess," he said, not wishing to be distracted. "Are we going to rebuild?" Thea asked, pressing her soft body against his long, hard one. "I think we should rebuild. In fact, I'd like to rebuild right here on this knoll." "Why?" "Because from here we can enjoy the cool summer breezes and view this whole valley. To me, it's the most beautiful one in the whole wide world." "Look at it again," he said, eyes focusing on the charred buildings and fences. "It's been defiled." Thea inched up to lie cheek to cheek with Ruff. She absently brushed her long black hair from her eyes and stared down at the burned ruins of their horse ranch. Ruff heard her take a deep breath and say, "It'll take some time. But we can rebuild, can't we?" "I don't know. Houston and I were talking about that last night. Sometimes a place that has been razed leaves a bitter taste in your mouth that won't fade away. Sometimes it's just better to move on." "Don't say that." Thea cupped his face in her hands. Her dark eyes searched the depths of his soul, and after reading it she whispered, "Rufus Ballou, this is where we're going to plant our roots. This is where we're going to be married, have children, and raise famous thoroughbreds." Ruff drank Thea's beauty in as if it were the nectar of wild red roses. She was half Cherokee, he was a quarter. They were distant cousins, but that didn't mean anything. They would be married someday and raise fine horses and children. The only thing was, Ruff wasn't sure anymore he would be in this Oklahoma Indian Territory. But how to tell Thea this was as yet beyond his ability, for he was not, like Houston, a man with a gift of words. "What's the matter?" Thea asked, frowning. "Is it the burned logs and timbers that bother you so? Well then, our Cherokee friends can hitch up mules to wagons and haul them away in less than a week." She kissed his cracked lips. "We had trouble, but that's past us now. This is our home, Rufus, and right on this very spot we first made love in the moonlight. Don't you remember?" He felt his cheeks warm. "Sure I do," he said, not looking at her. She laughed in his ear and hugged him tightly. "And it's been our love nest all summer. That's why I want to build a new cabin for us right here, where we can make love forever." "Thea," he said, knowing he was blushing, "can't we talk about this later?" An impish grin creased her lips. "What's the matter, Rufus? Houston is fast asleep." "Well, it's a damn good thing. If he heard you, he'd become unbearable." "Am I embarrassing you?" "Some." Thea's